In this video, we are going to walk through the process of creating a character with Jolly, including the control of our character's animation and speed. For this example, we are going to use the assets from our demo scene that can be found in Jolly's package. However, if you intend to apply the steps directly to your project of choice, here's a list of prerequisites before being able to follow along. You're going to need a game object with an animator component, an animator controller that has 3 float parameters for movement, an input actions asset with a vector 2-axis action for directional movement, for example, left stick or the WASD layout. To get started, in the hierarchy, right-click on your game object that has the animator component, and from Jolly, select Create Character from Animator. We will see that a new character game object appears in the hierarchy. If we expand on it, we can find our knight model as a child of character, along with 2 new game objects called Motion and Motion Animator Updater. But first, let's talk about the character game object. The character game object contains 3 components: a player input, a character controller, and a character updater. Then its children game objects. Motion drives the movement and orientation via the character controller, and Motion Animator Updater writes motion values into your animator. Let's take a further look at Motion Animator Updater. By default, Motion Animator Updater is looking for the float parameters of speed, forward, and sideways. Notice that the names must match with the ones in your animator controller. If your animator controller uses different names, you can configure the Motion Animator Updater to look for those names instead. Keep in mind they have to be 3 float values. For this example, we are going to use these names. In here, we need to assign our input actions asset to the player input component and adjust our character controller. The character updater sets the character's components so that they are executed in an orderly manner. At this point, we are ready to add locomotion to our character. In the hierarchy, right-click on the character, and from Jolly, select Create MoveAction on Character Updater. In the inspector, notice that the motion component is already assigned. To have the MoveAction component respond without movement input, we need to choose an input action of axis type. In this case, we're going to use our player move. And we're going to set a target speed of 2 units per second. Now, if we hit play, we can see our character move towards the directions we want. Currently, the character is always facing the global forward Z-axis. But in the next video, we'll be composing a twin stick setup, where we will have our character look to where he's walking and where we want to. For the next video, we highly recommend having any controller that has 2 sticks.